women. They take on the black feminine female emotionalism. They become bitchy. They're doubtful. They're indecisive. They can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. By not having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black feminine female emotionalism. They become bitchy. They're doubtful. They're indecisive. They can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. We have daughters who grew up in a home where they don't see any affection, where there's no man there. They go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man, how to function in a house with a man, because they haven't seen it. They're a coalition of a man and a woman. We have sons who are, by not having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black feminine female emotionalism. They become bitchy. They're doubtful. They're indecisive. They can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. We have daughters who grew up in a home where they don't see any affection, where there's no man there. They go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man, how to function in a house with a man, because they haven't seen it. The parental coalition of a man and a woman. We have sons who are, by not having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black feminine female emotionalism. They become bitchy. They're doubtful. They're indecisive. They can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. We have daughters who grew up in a home where they don't see any affection, where there's no man there. They go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man.
Sister Shahrazad Ali, people, let me applaud that beautiful woman, as you should too. Welcome. Applaud that beautiful woman. People, that woman that you heard there wrote this book, Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. And Miss Ali touched bases on just about everything that you fake pastors, I'm going to do a show on that. Fake pastors, you Christians, just as she stated, you claim just doesn't exist. She touched the bases on it and came under a lot of criticism, of course, by women. You can't say anything about women without getting criticized. I said on a show that I did yesterday, and you've seen the video, I want a God-fearing man. I had a scallywag come on my page and criticize me. You know, I was expecting to come over here, but instead I heard a bunch of antics. Let me help you women understand something when you come over on this channel and all of my channels and try to spark up some type of hate. I don't ever respond to you like my fans. My fans are going to call you everything in the book, and I'm going to applaud them. My fans are going to get at that ass, and I'm going to applaud them. I'm going to even entice them. I'm going to go on my other platforms and say, hey, listen, such and such came on my platform and said this. Here's the video link. Go get her. And I just want to applaud all my fans that did. I told my fans, match her likes with dislikes. Now, no, I'm sorry. I didn't say that. I told all my fans, go on her video and double her dislikes. Match her likes, double her likes with dislikes. That's what I told. And I went on and checked both of her dumb corn bucket videos, and she got equal as amount of dislikes as she do likes. So that's how it goes. People, I'd speak nothing but the truth that you don't want to hear. You know, Miss Cakes, I had her look up Huey Newton. And she looked at the passage on Huey Newton, and it said something to the effect of, if you want to be honorable, if you want to be an advocate or something, you're going to be hated or you're going to be dishonored, something like that. Basically what it said is, when you talk like I talk, you will be deemed the hated one. Appreciate you for being here. Please hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and also share and like my videos. People, I'm going to talk about something. I was driving today. And I was driving, and I had to scratch my eye while I was driving. And when I had to scratch my eye, I ended up going something like this. And I wanted to, I had a hat on, so I had to go under the rim. I have glasses on, so I had to go, How you doing, Miss Cakes? I'm sorry?
You busy?
Yes, I am, Miss Cakes.
Okay, what are you doing?
I am doing a video on single moms. You're on it.
Okay, I'm gonna get off of it then. We had a little question going on in the barbershop, and it's two women. And Daryl, I didn't want Daryl to be by himself, so
All right, it's been about it's been about 30 minutes since I started this thing. Miss Case called me, had an issue at the barbershop, called me. I dropped some jewels on it. All right, so let me play this again because I want to help you guys understand something. No, I know where I was at. I was telling you that I was going up under my hat, up under my eye, and I was driving like this. And this show came to me that I'm doing to you right now over here in Todd Smith Studios, WLAW, Law Talk Radio, 98.3.com FM. I'm your host, Chris One of the Chris One Radio Group. Please hit that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell while you're at it. So, I realized something. I realized that I was now taking my vision from 100% down to about 40 to 35%. And then I thought of parenting. And I want to make this clear what I am saying here today. I am not talking about women that were married. I'm not talking about women that don't preach being a proud single mom. If you're a single mom, I am not talking about you. I am talking about those women that make claims on being a proud single mom. So I want all the men to be comforted right now on what I'm about to say. Because a lot of you men, like myself, and once again, when it happened to me, I had nothing or no one to cater. I had nothing or no one to give me a perspective, so my pain ran rampant. So I need y'all to follow me. What you just heard that woman say, Miss Ali, she said, children are emotional and they're bitchy. And then she didn't just say regular, she said black emotional feminism. Because it's different from white women. But when I tell y'all that, I become the hated one. I need y'all to follow me. So she said that boys become bitchy and decisive. They can't make decisions. That's what she said. Let me tell you what I see when she says that. What I see tough nowadays is a bunch of dudes that be yelling, motherfucker, yo, dude, I'll you up. And I'm looking and I'm like, dog, that ain't tough. That's emotional. How many times have you seen Mike Tyson doing any talking before his fight? Mike Tyson be standing there and looking at his opponent, saying nothing. You know why? Because Mike Tyson was tough. He didn't have to do any talking. As a matter of fact, the 15 or so fights that I had in my life, 10 of them, individuals would say, after the fight it was, man, he just walked up to me and punched me, man. She's talking about some, when I said that, I was talking to somebody else. That's how that went. I did not play that. I wasn't talking to you. Tough doesn't talk. Emotional is loud. Emotional is trying to sell tough based on an appearance of erratic. But I need y'all to follow me. She also said the daughters, they don't know how to treat a man because they haven't seen it. What do daughters see? I'm glad you asked. From the very first moment she is born, she becomes attached to her first teacher, her mother. Her eyes study the mother constantly during the initial bonding process. She learns to smile and form other mutual communication techniques. She, as with any other cub, is taught survival skills, how to eat, dress, bathe, and use the toilet, general manners, and obedience. Most implied by a look or an unspoken word or in a certain tone of voice. She is able to understand the language long before she can speak it. She never stops to studying her mother, and she never stops learning from her. If she was raised by two parents, she studies the both of them or other females. But since she is with the mother, she studies her, and she learns from her or other females. She learns to tune into them emotionally. She learns to observe other adults in the same way. She can detect when they are happy, at peace, or saddened, restricted, or mad. She also pays attention to how her mother treats her father. She learns glances, body movement, languages, and other moods. The spoken and unspoken messages that her mother displays as a cub, she mimics and includes these practices, whether they are right or wrong. The book don't say rather there. I wanted to add that. Rather they are right or wrong, once again. As a part of her survival skills in a person. She overhears conversations that the mother is having with her friends or relatives pertaining to her father. If all of the mother comments are supportive and positive, good. But since the habit of gaming the black man has been a 400-year-old tradition, the inflection for the most part are negative. So the child is now learned, the daughter is now learning negative. So I want to talk about those people that scream, I'm a proud single mom. And before you say, well, what do you know? You're looking at a person that had custody of his daughter, sole custody of his daughter. So before you get to saying, you don't know what it's like, watch your mouth. Why do you think I talk the way I talk? Why do you think I critique and criticize like I do? Do you honestly think that I do this under the perspective of guessing? Do you think that I wrote this book because it just sounds good? Do you not know that I fought for 11 and a half years to be a father? Let me back that up. I fought up against the perspective of a single mom, and I can do it by myself. So allow me. I think a single mom is the dumbest person walking on this planet. Now, She Cakes is going to put foots to me, but it's appropriate. See, here's what I believe. I believe, like when I constructed the view of one of my eyes, it made it hard for me to see. And the reason why that happened, pay attention, is because I did something that normally take two things to do down to one. You ever tried to walk on one leg? Do you not understand that because you have two legs, you walk with the rhythm and a flow? Why is it that when you have everything else that needs to be done in twos, there are more stress when you take it down to one? Why is everything else hard? But I got clients calling me, telling me that they're mothers of their children are telling them that they don't want them around. I want to be a proud single mom. So once again, how is it that everything else that needs to be done in 2 is harder when you take it down to 1? But these women are telling the world that they are a single mom proudly. How do we incorporate dumb and don't let it go unscathed? So allow me to give you the perspective on a single parent from a male's view. And I really doubt how this is any different. And please, by all means, if you single moms out there disagree with 1%, just 1% of what I say, please tell me where I'm wrong. So let me help you understand how it is to be a single parent. Please allow me. When you're a single parent, guess what you don't have? Really? When you're a single parent, guess what you don't have? Really? When you're a single parent, you don't have a life. No, you don't have a life. People with dogs get a little a sample of this. When you have a child, your life is over. No, your life is over. It's over. It's over. You don't have a life. So let me explain to you how my life went. I lived in the Pocono Mountains, Pennsylvania. I had a 2-hour and 15-minute commute to work into New Jersey. So when you drop your child off to school at 8 o'clock, 8:30, and the child gets out at 3 o'clock, so let's do the math. 8:30, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 5, and then the 8:30 to 9. I'm sorry, 6.5 hours. Yes? Okay. So guess what? When I had custody of my daughter, I couldn't even go to the office anymore. I couldn't go. Let me help you out. When I did not have custody, and I wasn't expected to go to court, and Atia LaShawn Bradley say to the court, let me make sure I say it right because I don't want to get caught up on a slander charge. Oh, is that all I'm getting for child support? I don't want to have nothing to do with this child anymore. Mr. Smith, do you want custody? Yes, Your Honor. It is the court's ruling that Mr. Smith has now have custody of the minor child. That's how that went, okay? Because it's never about the money with child support. It's just never. So 6.5 hours, right? No, I'm sorry. I took her to school at 8:50. They stagged it. It was 8:30, 8:40, 8:50 because in Pennsylvania, they only bus you in. So I had to take her to school at 8:50. So I didn't take her to school at 8:30. I had the 8:30 to 8:50 drop off. So I had 6 hours and 10 minutes. All right. So what I used to do, I used to go to the office between 10 and 1. This is before I became a single dad. The reason why I used to go at 10 to 1 is because I used to go after traffic and before rush hour. After 10 to 1. So I would leave home at 8 o'clock. By the time I got into Jersey, it'd be about 9 o'clock or so, whatever, 9:15. And that intersection where 80 and 280 comes together and 287 adjoins right there in Morristown, New Jersey off of Route 80. I would By the time I got there, it won't be traffic anymore. So I would leave home at 8 o'clock. When I got custody of my daughter, I was now getting on the road at 9 o'clock. Getting on the road at 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, get to the office about 11:15. Was so scared that something would happen or whatever, so I would leave early. My office life came to a halt. I remember one time I was driving my car and living up in Pennsylvania by myself. I had nobody to call. I remember one time I was driving my car, my BMW 6 Series, because I used to wear a suit and tie every day to the office and drive my 6. It was the only BMW I had anyway, nonetheless. And the alternator went. And I remember I was about 3 miles from home, already 5 minutes late, and the car died. And I remember running up the road with a suit and tie on. It was cold. And you know I wasn't prepared to be out in the elements. I was cold and I was running home. And I run home. I got in my other car and I went to get my daughter. And I got there and she was just crying to Olivia. And I was like, oh my God. That was the only emergency I had. But how do you kick the man out of the father's life and claim you're a proud single mom? How many of you work at a job where it's a two-man job and somebody doesn't come to work that day? And then the next day when they come to work, you tell them, hey, listen, the next time you're going to call out, let me know, because I had to do this all by myself yesterday. How do individuals proudly roam this earth, and tell people that they are a proud single mom? How? I'm going to give you a minute.
Having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black female emotionalism. They become bitchy. They're doubtful. They're indecisive. They can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man, but we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. By not having a father.
What Miss Ali just said, we don't have that knowledge, so we can't teach that. You know what I see when I see a bunch of individuals running around here? It's nothing but an attack on men. That's all it is. And it's an attack on men with stupidity used as a weapon. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's an attack on men with stupidity used as a weapon. Let me tell you something. LeBron James, NBA megastar. LeBron James went to the finals 11 times. His record is 4-7. Michael Jordan went and he was 6-6. Tom Brady went 10 times and won 6. Kobe Bryant went 6 times, won 5. Do you know what's the difference with a person that went to 6 and won 5, a person who was 6-6, and a person with 6 and won 10? Do you know what's the difference with them and the person that went 11 times and only won 4? Yeah, LeBron James didn't have a father in his life. All the other ones did. Go do the stats. Go do the homework. Mike had his father in his life. Kobe had his father in his life. Tom Brady had his father in his life. They all had their fathers in their life. But you don't consider that a failure because he won. What Miss Ali said, he's indecisive, can't make decisions. He don't know how to maneuver. That's what she said. That's on a mega scale. If you shrink that down to an everyday person, is your child going to be on a scale so grand that he can at least mess up 11 times and still be victorious 4? When I had full custody of my daughter, I had no life. When I had full custody of my daughter, I had no life. How are you out there with 2 and 3 kids screaming, I'm a proud single mom? How? Please leave your comment below the video. Please. 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 Because when it comes to being a proud single mom, I'm confused. And I have an extremely high IQ. My IQ is, trust me, my IQ is through the roof. But here's what's going to happen. I'm going to have women that's going to listen to this that never said I'm a proud single mom and going to be hating me anyway. They're going to like, oh, you just doing it. No, that only makes my estrogen point. Nonetheless.
Home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black feminine female emotionalism. They become bitchy. They're doubtful. They're indecisive. They can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man, because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. We have daughters who grew up in a home where they don't see any affection, where there's no man there. They go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man.
What she just said is, we have daughters that don't see any affection. Let me, wow. Let me dive deep into that. Let me tell you why I love my woman so much. And the problem that she have with me is, she listened to me put verbal foots into this microphone and into this camera. And she'd be like, oh, I don't know sometimes. But I tell her all the time, you are the first 50-year-old woman I ever met that is still a woman. She'll tell you, I had on my profile on Black People Meet, I ain't trying to deal with an old woman. Y'all all burnt out, mad at the world about all the niggas y'all dealt with in y'all past. She is not like that. She's not like that. She's the first 50-year-old I met that still has a feminine side. What that woman just said, what Miss Ali just said, they don't have a feminine side. You think raising a child without a father is a recipe for what? To stroke your own ego? To tell the world I did it, he didn't do nothing? Excuse me. That's what Atia LaShawn Bradley sold the world. But guess what? Her daughter is going to school right now on student loans and going to have student loan debt. If I go out and adopt 5 kids tomorrow, Saturday, Monday, they'll be at the Veterans Administration saying, Christopher Smith is my dad. I want my free college. Do you know that Atia Bradley did so good of a single mom at managing her daughter away from me that I am not and have not even gotten a chance to tell them no. But I didn't even extend her own daughter's benefits. The gift that just constantly keep on giving your child extended education where she don't have to worry about nothing. And dig this, the military would have paid for her schooling and then gave her a $1,300 a month stipend so she don't have to work. Concentrate. And Atia LaShawn Bradley said no. And let me tell you what Atia LaShawn Bradley did. Atia LaShawn Bradley cashed me out. Atia LaShawn Bradley was like, I know everything about him. You know how when a person says, I heard enough, you got the job. That's what Atia Bradley did to me. But to put a bow on this thing, I don't see being a single parent as being proud. I don't. Like I said, go do the stats. Go do the stats on Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant. Go do the stats. Go do the stats. It's said that Mike and Kobe got killer instincts. LeBron don't have one. You know why? Because there was never a man pushing him. Now he is good. But others did much more in a fraction of the time. And that much more in a fraction of the time is championships. Michael Jordan played 15 years and got 6. Kobe played 20 years and got 5. Mike just got more in less time. LeBron got 4 on his 18th year coming up. He got 4 in his 18th year. So think about that. All right? No, I'm serious. Think about that. Later, y'all.